Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be a special reading for the autumn equinox and for the energies that are going to be flowing from now until the winter solstice. This is going to be a 3-month reading. I don't know if the equinox is always very symbolic, but this year it seems like it is. The energies leading up until this point have been pretty potent, or it certainly seems that way from the readings I've been doing recently. And so I've have a feeling that these energies are going to be continuing for the next 3 months and developing, I suppose, for the next 3 months. The equinox symbolised night and day being the same length of time, but we're moving towards night taking over from day, as it were. And I just feel like that is symbolic of something. So we'll see. Done my usual spread, bottom of the deck. Ooh, death. Yeah, a big inevitable change is on the way. And I suppose that's what I was meaning when I said I feel like we've had some energy started recently that are going to play out over the next 3 months. And it's a big change coming. I think I'm going to have a look at the next one as well. 4 of Pentacles. Big change coming, whether you like it or not, is pretty much the feeling. 4 of Pentacles is the card of clinging on to things that no longer serve you. So, or sort of resisting change, if you like. The change is inevitable and coming. You might be resisting it, but there's no point because it's coming anyway. It's that sort of feeling. I might just look at one more. Yeah. It feels to me like a big change is coming, an inevitable big change is coming that you may or may not want because you're coming to the end of a 2-year cycle, or you could be between a 2 and 4 year cycle of something that needs to change. Something in your life needs to change, and it's been progressing for the last couple of years at least, and it is now time. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the two of coins, it's an infinite feeling as well. So it's the sort of now or never feeling. Because if it doesn't change now, it never is going to. It's that sort of feeling. So there's really no point you clinging on to what you've got, because change, as I said a minute ago, with death at least, is inevitable. Okay, centre of the reading. Wow. It's the Tower. So this change is going to have big implications to your life and to the other people in your life as well. And I sort of feel like you might be leaving some people behind, is what it feels like. The Tower is exploding, and it seems to me a little bit like you've been waiting for the right time for this. Well, maybe you've been waiting for the right time to blow things up yourself, or you've been waiting for this explosion to come. What's crossing it is the 10 of Swords. So if you have been feeling like you need to make a change, but you haven't done it yet because you can't face the upheaval, I can sort of understand that. Change is never very comfortable, especially if it comes with upheaval and upsetting people and changing your life and all of that sort of thing. But the fact that the 10 of Swords is crossing the Tower means that really you haven't felt able to bring about that change just yet. I've said this reading is for the next 3 months. I think you're ready to blow things up. You've got to the end of feeling like you can't do it, and it is now time to make these big changes. What it feels like anyway. Shall we see what the changes are to do with? Because I've not specified if this is going to be a love reading or a general reading, so we don't really know what we're looking at. So why do we have the Tower and the 10 of Swords in the centre of the reading? Let's see what comes out. Oh, the Lovers. This is to do with a strong connection or a choice. You have chosen to do nothing because you're not comfortable with blowing things up. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that you've left a strong love connection in the past, or you've let it go because it was going to blow up your life. And you're sort of resigned to the fact that you can't have it. It's another way of looking at it. Or a strong connection from the past has not let you go yet. You're sort of feeling defeated by it. You can't lose this This connection isn't being lost, won't go. It's threatening to blow up your life. This sort of feels like that. I think I'll take another one. Oh yeah. Okay. Lovers and the Three of Cups. There was a love connection in the past that made you very happy and you don't have it currently. You lost it. I think it felt like it was going to cause a lot of problems, I think. And so it felt easier just to leave it behind. But of course you can't leave it behind. This is central to the reading. It's still there in the background. This connection is not going to let you go. And so the inevitable change that comes is that you're going to have to re-establish it. Re-establish a link that made you very happy. Or at least reconnect and find out if you can actually be happy with somebody from your past. There are quite a lot of people here. I think although this was a beautiful connection, I think perhaps other people were a consideration. They may have got in the way. You may have not wanted to upset other people. The situation, if you brought together in a proper relationship with this person from the past, could have created problems for other people in your life. That's what that feels like. But now it feels like you just don't care. It feels like you've lost everything. And you are ready to blow things up now. I mean, you really are ready to blow things up, because don't forget, we've got death as well as the Tower. This is an inevitable change. So in order for you to be happy, you need to re-establish this connection. And that is going to bring about a big change for other people. Big change for you, but also a big change for other people. Oh, I've picked this up upside down. That's interesting. Well, upright, the Tower is disruption, upheaval. Reversed, well, it sort of feels a bit like descending into the depths of hell, really. Death and the Tower upside down. But, you know, it's balance, and we've got the Ten of Swords. I mean, these are three very big energies. Could say very negative energies, but, you know, change is necessary and often for the better. But because the Tower is upside down, it's going to be more than an upheaval. What it feels like is that it's the opposite energy from this. So this is what you had and what you wanted, a good connection, which brought a lot of joy. And you chose not to connect properly with that person. And it feels like it's that in essence has taken you to hell. It's like you've been to hell and back, and you can't stand it anymore, and you really, really need to reconnect. That's what it feels like. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I think I'm going to put those on top. Yeah, what it feels like is that this connection was so good and had so much potential, but it didn't get going. It couldn't get going properly in the way that you wanted, or in the way that your other person wanted. You weren't able to bring this connection about in the way you wanted. So you chose to do nothing and kill it off, really. You chose to do nothing and kill it off because the alternative, the upheaval, was going to be too difficult. But now, because we ended up with the Tower upside down, what it feels like is that not doing anything has actually taken you to hell and back. That's what it feels like. Right. Okay. On the face of things, what's obvious? The Chariot, what's crowning the situation. There needs to be some movement going forward. You know, if you've been to hell and back because you've chosen not to take a connection forward that you wanted to, the obvious thing for you to do is now to get it moving in the right direction. But the Chariot is not actually a card of movement. It's a card of thinking about movement, getting ready for movement, nearly moving. It's not a card of moving. Now, you know that to not be in this connection is beyond miserable for you. The Chariot is guided movement. You're being guided to make a move into a forward direction, but you're not doing it yet. Let's just find out why. That's another guided card. That's Temperance. And the Hermit. Yeah, you've been gaining insight and wisdom. You have. You've been trying to work it out, but you still haven't been making a move to bring it together. I wonder if you're waiting for the other person to do that. You're feeling like it's not your job. Yeah, well, got the High Priestess and the Hermit here. Now, these are the same sort of energy. One is feminine, one is masculine. The difference here is that the Hermit has to take himself off and have a really good think about what to do and gain wisdom and insight and maybe do some research and all that sort of stuff to know about what he's doing. The High Priestess just knows. The High Priestess is an innate knowing. There's no effort required here. It's his gut feeling and intuition. So guided movement is not happening. You are definitely being guided. This is Temperance. This is an angel. So the Chariot is already guided, but now you've got an angel pushing you. So if you are newly connected to some guides, they will be pushing you into action, I feel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I suppose the best way to say it is check in with yourself, have a little conversation. How do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? What should I do about the other? And whatever answers come forward quickly and easily, those are your guided answers. So, you know, you don't have to actually see or hear angels in order to have guidance be directed to you. It would be a good thing for you to try and tune in to your intuition as well as you possibly can. There are ways of doing it. Take yourself on a guided walk, if you like, in your mind. So before you go to sleep at night, follow the same route. Take yourself off in your mind's eye for a little walk. See how your movement is, if you're moving freely or if you're tired or you're struggling or you don't seem to be able to move at all. You know, that sort of thing helps to sort of connect you with your intuition. So these are all cards of moving you in the right direction, which is into partnership, I believe, with this previous person. That's what it feels like to me. What's underneath here? Well, it absolutely is. We've got the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Cups. The Emperor he's the man in charge, but he's also full of pride. So if it is your pride that is stopping you from connecting to this past love, then I would urge you to leave that in the background, because it's such a loving energy here. The Queen of Cups is loving and nurturing, and the Six of Cups is a nostalgic feeling. It is a link to childhood. So this could be somebody you've known for a really, really long time. It could be somebody you were connected with in childhood. This is also the card of soulmates. So we've got the soulmate card and the lovers card. You haven't dreamt this connection. This was a really good connection. And it was a good, right and loving connection. If what is stopping you from reconnecting is your pride, then that needs to be left behind, really. You're already in at least a 2-year cycle. How long will your pride last for? I don't think it's going to last much longer, because you're starting to crumble, it feels like, to me. And the other thing is, as well, especially if you're a masculine, I would say, this masculine, the Emperor, he does not do well without the Empress. Now, I know I don't have the Empress here, but the Queen of Cups is definitely as loving, caring and nurturing as the Empress, most definitely. So you know, it feels like you need this energy. That's what it feels like. The other thing to say here, I don't think other people know about this. This is hidden. This is what is underneath. This isn't clear to everybody. People don't know about this. And maybe that is why, or partly why, it feels very difficult. I just wonder if you're, you know, expecting things to be worse than they really are. I don't know. Right, in the past, we've got the 9 of Rods. Well, this feels like now to me. This doesn't feel like very long ago. This is the Wounded Warrior card. This is feeling like you can't take much more. That's what it feels like. Let's just take a clarifier to see what the 9 of Rods is referring to in the past position. Ah, here she is, the Empress. Oh, Lordy. You haven't got what you want. You don't have the connection you want. You really want this connection. And I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like you had it in the past and now you don't have it in the future. And you want it. You need it. It's true. You know, what's interesting is that although the Emperor is one of the most powerful cards in the deck, the Empress actually is more powerful, I think, because she doesn't need the Emperor as much as he needs her. She's in a better energy than him. So if you're the masculine in this connection and it is your ego that is stopping you from connecting or reconnecting, you need to bear in mind that the Empress, the feminine party in this connection, you know, if she's doing better than you, then there's a possibility she could find somebody else. So you really need to bear that in mind. In the future, yeah, you need to take a leap of faith. You do. This reading is for the next 3 months. You need to take a leap of faith. You need to. Let's get a clarifier for the Fool. The Fool talks about taking a leap of faith, jumping in with both feet, jumping in at the deep end. Yeah, here we are. Yeah. Just get on and do it. Move this situation forward. If this reading is resonating and you're not going to take things forward, as I was saying a minute ago, somebody else is going to take this connection forward. You know, you can't wait forever and expect the person that you've left behind to still be there. No, you can't. In the personal position, well, surprise, surprise, you don't have what you want. You know, here's the 3 of Cups. This is joy. Here's the 4 of Cups. This is not having what you want. So the 4th cup is being offered. The 3 cups have gone. And you've lost the connection. You've lost the happiness. You haven't got the love that you wanted. Cups is always to do with love. Right. Well, we're pretty clear on that. You haven't got the connection you wanted. In the home position, wishes are coming true. So maybe this is quite important. Maybe you've had to move home. Maybe you couldn't connect with this person properly in the past because of your living situation. So if wishes are coming true at home, maybe your home situation is improving. Perhaps you're moving closer to be near this person. Perhaps you're moving into a better environment so you can entertain this person. It's something like that. The Star is almost the best card in the deck. The Sun is actually the best card in the deck, but the Star is wishes coming true. So if you've been wishing for a better home environment, you are going to get it. The hopes and fears position, Page of Swords. Hoping for communication, fearing no communication. You're hoping for communication and you're fearing not having it. You know what I just want to say here? This is electronic communication, so this is texting and emailing and possibly phoning, things like that. If one of the 2 people in the connection severed contact, but you still know how to get in touch with them, then you need to do it yourself. Because if they have severed contact, there is probably a fairly good chance that they can't contact you again. If you've got a way of communicating with them, I would suggest you should send a message. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you've been to hell and back without them, why would you not message? If this is just down to your pride, then, you know, I'm almost feeling a bit cross here because you can change it so easily yourself. If you're afraid that the loving energy, the beautiful, kind, caring woman you left in the past, or feminine energy you left in the past, is no longer interested in you, you can't just assume that. You know, you actually need to be proactive and find out, because she might still be interested. This is all about perception, I think. I think you're thinking it can't happen because you've lost the communication. There are ways around this. Admittedly, if they're on the other side of the world, it's a bit harder, but you could find a way of communicating. There's so many ways via social media these days. I don't think there's any reason for you not to try. Actually, let's get a clarifier. Why aren't you trying? If you're hoping to communicate, why are you not doing it? Well, it's interesting. So it's either the Knight of Cups is a knight offering a cup of love. He's a sincere individual who is coming forward with an idea of what he wants. He's going to woo you. So you're fearing communication. What does that mean? If you're fearing communication, you want communicate, right? You want communication so that you can offer your cup of love. Yes. So why don't you just do it? I can't fathom why that would be. Why wouldn't you? Those are both cards of action, wanting communication and wanting to offer a cup of love. The outcome is a card of worry and stress. I think you're just scared that your person is going to say no. Either that, and I took another one, which is King of Rods. I think it's either that or you're scared that you're too late. The King of Rods is a card of action. This is the active, dynamic king. This is the go-getter. This is the one who gets what he wants, makes his mind up, goes and does it, doesn't dilly-dally at all. Is almost a bit hasty, really. He will rush in where angels fear to tread. So not quite clear on what this is. This is either that you're worried that you're going to be rushing in and making things worse, perhaps, that's one thing. Or you're worried you can't be as dynamic as you need to be in this circumstance to get what you want, possibly. I took 3 extra cards, actually, to clarify the outcome. We've got the 3 of Rods. Well, I mean, if we take this as the card of worry, you're worried that your person is looking elsewhere. That's one thing. You're worried that your person will say no. The 5 of Pentacles is a card of lack, but upside down, it's even less. It's got nothing. So you're worried that you've absolutely lost all chance, is what that seems like. And we've also got the 5 of Cups, where you're worried that there is nothing left for you. There's the 3 cups there. Here's the 3 cups kicked over. You've lost all the joy and you're concerned there is nothing left for you in terms of love. Well, the 2 cups there are stood up and they are hope for a loving connection. But I feel like you might have lost all hope. You're fearing you can't be dynamic enough. You're fearing that your communication isn't going to be good enough. You're fearing that somebody else might have got in there while you were away. And your ego, I hate to keep going on about this, but your ego is still not quite prepared to face facts and deal with the fallout from this situation. Because don't forget, there is going to be fallout. Right, well, let's get, and this is for the next 3 months going forward. Let us get a little bit more information. You're being guided to get in touch with a former love. You're fearful that the former love has found somebody else. You're fearful that your efforts aren't going to be good enough. And you're fearful that other people are going to create a problem, or that the connection will bring about such a monumental change that you don't know how to deal with it. Knight of Rods. That's another offer. That's a proactive knight. All of these cards are telling me that you really need to try. And actually, even if you don't take anything else I've said, The outcome cards is the Nine of Swords. You are very unhappy, stressed, not sleeping because of this situation. So please do something about this. You can change this situation. Well, I mean, I knew this was big energy. That's why I wanted to do this reading for the next 3 months. Interesting, we've got the Queen of Swords. I wonder if, in order to reconnect with the past love, I wonder if you have to cut yourself off from other people. And that is what is going to create the explosion, the problem, and you're struggling to deal with the fallout from that. That's what that feels like. That you're going to have to cut yourself adrift and you're not sure you can do it. Well, the best thing to do would be to find out how your person feels first and then tackle other people together. You know, get together, talk it over, decide whether or not you both feel the same. And if you both feel the same, then approach the other people in your life as a committed pair. You know, if you're trying to work it all out on your own and deal with, you can't deal with it on your own because all you can see are the problems. That's what it seems like. This is a card of retreat. There's 8 cups here. Now, that just, to me, this just looks like a sad energy with the 2 cups are missing. So we've got 2 cups missing here. We've got 2 cups missing here. I don't think this sadness is going to leave you. I really think you're going to have to contact this other person, even just to talk things out over with them, because you're fearing a battle. But you've come to the end. This is the second 10. Actually, 5 of Swords is a battle, but also I often read it's a 3 and a 2. You've chosen heartbreak for yourself and you can't cope with it anymore. That's what that feels like. You've actively chosen this. What a shame. You know, I think in life we all have to make some difficult decisions, but rarely is doing nothing the best answer. Very rarely. Yeah, you need to choose to step into your best energy here. 2 of Swords is a choice. Best energy here, Emperor and King of Pentacles. We've also got the King of Rods. It's possible that you might have been working on your finances. King of Pentacles is about money. And you haven't been ready to reconnect because you haven't up until this point felt like you had enough to offer. But I feel like that might be changing. You want to make an offer. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, that's an ace. That's our first ace. I think you really miss this person. It's what it feels like is whatever they were offering you, you can't find elsewhere. Justice, Libra season, which we're just entering into today. Maybe you've had to come out of a divorce. You haven't been able to find the feeling with anybody else. Queen of Pentacles. This person makes you feel good. It's taken you a while to work out how you feel. 8 of Rods. This is the card of communication. It's also 8 weeks. And this reading is for 3 months. Feels to me like you haven't really got anything else to lose. Yes, there's going to be a bit of upheaval. You know, we had the Tower at the centre. You're worried about the upheaval. No doubt about that. But you can't stand the situation as it is. And the situation is going to change anyway. The connection is so strong, you can't ignore it. It made you very happy. And yet you chose to leave it behind because you're scared of what other people are going to say, is what it feels like. That 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, is ending. It feels like you might, it feels to me like you might have been working on your finances, so you've got more to offer. You've worked out how you feel, you want to communicate and get back into partnership. And I am looking at 8 weeks here, but this is a 3-month reading. So in the next 2 to 3 months, I think you should at the very least try and have some sort of communication with this person and then work out what you can do together to move things forward. Well, this was quite a powerful reading, I feel, for the autumn equinox. Ooh, good luck, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me do more accurate readings for you in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.